Hello everyone, I am Mishavi. Currently, I am pursuing my degree in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, and my topic is on energy sources. Energy introduction and applications of energy sources like fossil fuels, nuclear fuels, hydro, solar, wind, and biofuels. Environmental issues like global warming and ozone depletion. Introduction. The word energy is derived from the Greek word energon, which means in work or work content. Energy is the most basic infrastructure input required for the economic growth and development of a country. With increase in living standard of human beings, the energy consumed is also accelerated. Energy is a fundamental concept in physics with application throughout the natural sciences. Can you imagine a life without the lights, fans, car, computers, and television, or fetching water from the well and a river? This is what life would have been like man would not discover the uses of energy sources. Energy is a driving force for human and machines. Without energy, the whole world becomes standstill. Classification of energy based on usability of energy. It is divided into three types. They are primary, intermediate, and secondary. Primary resources are available in the nature in a raw form is called primary energy resources. Example fossil fuels, uranium, hydro energy. These are also known as raw energy resources. Intermediate is obtained from a primary energy resource by one or more steps of transformation and is used as vehicle of energy. Secondary is a resources is a form of energy which is finally supplied to consume for utilization. Example, electrical energy, thermal energy, and chemical energy. Based on traditional use, conventional energy resources which have been traditionally used for many decades. Example, fossil fuels, nuclear and hydro resources. Non-conventional energy resources which are considered for large scale and renewable. Example, solar, wind and biomass. Based on term availability, non-renewable resources which are finite and do not get replenished after their consumption. Example, fossil fuels, uranium. Renewable resources which are renewed by nature again and again and the supply are not affected by the rate of their consumption. Example, solar, wind, biomass and ocean, geothermal and hydro. Based on the commercial application, commercial energy sources are the secondary usable energy forms and electricity, petrol and diesel that are essential for the commercial activities. The economy of a country depends on its availability to convert natural raw energy into commercial energy. Example, coal, oil, gas, uranium and hydro. Non-commercial energy resources are the energy derived from the nature and is used directly without passing through the commercial outlet. Example, wood, animal dung, and crop residue. Based on origin, it is divided into many energy forms. There are fossil fuels, nuclear, hydro, solar, wind, biomass energy, geothermal, tidal and ocean thermal energy, and ocean wave energy. Construction and working of hydel power plant. In hydraulic power plants, the energy of water is utilized to drive the turbine, which in turn runs the generator to produce the electricity. Rain falling upon the earth's surface has potential energy relative to ocean towards which it flows. This energy is converted to shaft work. The hydraulic power is thus naturally available renewable energy. Hydropower. The following these are the essential elements of the hydraulic power plant: catchment area, dam reservoirs, spillways, penstock, powerhouse. Catchment area is the whole area behind dam draining into stream or river across the dam has been constructed is called the catchment area. Dam and reservoir is constructed on the large river in the hilly areas to ensure sufficient water storage at height. The dam forms a large reservoir behind it. The height of the water level in a reservoir determines how much of potential energy is stored in it. A dam performs the following two basic functions. It develops a reservoir of desired capacity to store water. It builds up head for power generation. Spillways are passages which allows the excess of water to flow to the storage area from away from the dam. When water level in the reservoir rises, the stability of the dam is in danger. To relieve the reservoir of this excess water, a structure is provided in the body of dam or close it. This safeguarding structure is called spillway. Penstock is a huge steel pipe which carries water from the reservoir to the turbine. Potential energy of the water is converted into kinetic energy as it flows down through the penstock due to gravity. Control gate. Water from a reservoir is allowed to flow through the penstock to the turbine. The amount of water which is to be released in the penstock can be controlled by a control gate. When the control gate is fully opened, maximum amount of water released is through penstock. Powerhouse. The powerhouse is a building in which the water turbines, generator, and auxiliary units are housed. The important component of powerhouse are water turbine. Water from a penstock is to be taken into the water turbine. The turbine is mechanically coupled to an electric generator. Kinetic energy of the water drives the turbine and consequently generates gets driven. There are two main types of water turbine: impulse turbine and reaction turbine. Generator. A generator is mounted in a powerhouse and it is mechanically coupled to a turbine shaft when the turbine blades are rotated. Advantages of water power plant. Water source is available in plenty. No fuel is required to be burned to generate electricity. The downstream water from the turbine can be used for irrigation and other purposes. Running cost of HEP is less than the thermal and nuclear power plant. No cost of fuel transportation of fuel is also nil. The plant can be run up and synchronized in few minutes, but in thermal or nuclear power plant, it takes more time to start up and shut down the plant. Disadvantages of water power plant. The gestation period of hydro projects is quite large. The gap between foundation and the completion of the project may extend from 10 to 15 years. Power generation is dependent on quantity of water available, which may vary from season to season and year to year. Plants are often away from the load center and requires long transmission lines to deliver power. Thus, the cost of transmission increases. Nuclear power plant. A nuclear reactor is a device that controls a nuclear fission chain reaction to harness nuclear energy. A nuclear reactor, which is used to generate electricity, is called a nuclear power plant. A nuclear power plant is the energy released by a fission is used to produce the superheated steam. This turns a turbine, which in turn operates an electric generator. A nuclear power plant has the following components: a fissionable material of a nuclear fuel, the control rods, the pressure vessel, cooling system, and heat exchanger. In a nuclear power plant, nuclear fuel is in a form of pellets are enclosed in several tubular claddings of steel or aluminum. This is called fuel assembly. A coolant is circulated through a reactor to remove the heat generated. Ordinary water is the most commonly used as coolant. Other coolants such as heavy water, sodium water, molten salts, and hydrocarbon liquids are also used. Rods are made of boron or cadmium, which are neutrons observers are used to control rods. The neutrons available for fission are controlled by moving the control rods in and out of the nuclear core. It is produced during the fission of the process is absorbed by coolant and used to convert water into steam in heat exchanger. The steam is used to rotate the steam turbine. The steam turbine is connected to a generator which generates electricity. Advantages of nuclear power. Nuclear power plant is more economical compared to the thermal in areas where coal field is far away. There is no problem of fuel transportation, storage and ash handling as in thermal power plant. The capital lost in structural materials, piping and storage are less than thermal plants of same capacity. Disadvantages of nuclear power. Danger of nuclear radiation, problem of disposing the radioactive waste materials. Capital loss of small size plants is very high. Wind energy. Wind energy is a potential source of energy. Winds are the motion of air caused by uneven heating of the Earth's surface by sun and rotation of Earth. It generates due to the various global phenomena such as air temperature difference associated with the different rates of solar heating. Since the Earth's surface is made up of land, desert, water, and forest areas, the sun absorbs the sun radiation differently. Locally, these strong winds are created by a sharp temperature difference between the land and the sea. Wind resources in India are tremendous. They are mainly located near the sea coast. Lakes. These are aerodynamically designed structures as that the wind flows over them are lifted as in the aeroplane wings. The blades are also slightly turned for greater aerodynamic efficiency. Brake. This is either a mechanical, electrical, or hydraulic brake used for stopping the turbine in high wind conditions. Controller. It is the most important part of the turbine as it controls everything from the power output to the pinch angle. The controller sends wind speed, wind direction, and shaft speed and torque. gearbox. This steps up and steps down the speed of the turbine with suitable coupling transmits, rotating mechanical energy at a suitable speed to the generator. This can be synchronous or asynchronous AC machine producing power rotator. The hub and blades together compose the rotator tower. Tower are basically made up of tubular steel lattice. Taller, the greater is amount of power generated as the wind speed generally goes on increasing with the height. Solar power plant. The solar power plant consists of following important components: solar panels, solar cells, battery, DC to AC converter. Solar panels is the heart of solar power plant. Solar panels consist of number of solar cells. The energy produced by each solar cells is very small, but combining the energy of all the cells' energy to the charge, a 12-volt battery can be obtained. Solar cell is an energy generating unit made up of p-type and n-type silicon conductor. It heart of solar power plant. Battery are used to produce the power bank or to store the excess energy produced during day to be supplied during night. DC to AC converter. Solar panels produce direct current to the required to be converted into alternating current to be supplied to homes or a power grid. Advantages of solar energy: most clean and renewable source of energy. It is available in abundance and endless. It provides electricity at low cost and as fuel as free. Disadvantages: it is requires a lot of land to be captured forever. Initial cost of initialization is too high. The energy storage options are not efficient and moreover costly if efficient. Biofuel. The increasing number of vehicles, depletion of fossil fuels, as well as increasing price of oil has been resulted in demand for petroleum products. Currently, Indian annual requirement of petroleum product is about 201.9 million metric tons. India import about 80% of petroleum product from the Gulf countries that are most time under political turmoil. Biodiesel is most of the promising alternative fuels. The alternate fuels must meet up the following criteria if they are undergoing to be used for automobile application: technically acceptable, environmentally acceptable, economically competitive. Biodiesel is defined as a fuel consisting of monoalkyl esters of long-chain fatty acids derived from the vegetable oils or animal fat. The concept of biofuel dates back to 1885 when Dr. Rudolf Diesel built the first diesel engine with the full intention of running it on a vegetative source. He displayed his engine and rather engine of hydrocarbon fuel which include gasoline and peanut oil.